Hello. It's been a little bit. I'm gonna fully acknowledge that I have not been posting like any updates recently. So for those one person who cares, I'm gonna make that joke until I die, and I hope you know that it has been a little bit. 36 is still being worked on. Hex cards is still being worked on, although the name nobody cares. I would like to introduce you to another project. This is the fifth. This is the fifth one here. They're all being worked on, I promise. Some more or less than others, but I'm not gonna abandon them. Is what I'm saying. You don't. It doesn't matter. You just want to see what's happening. I would like to introduce you to the currently very buggy and very in. Oh, in alpha is a. There's no sound or anything. That's how in alpha we are. This is like 2 days old, but I am very excited because I would like to show you what I have so far. Okay, this is not a good example. He's gonna be walking to the wall. It's okay. We ignore that. But welcome to Apotheosis. The very very quick kind of proof of concept, I guess you would say, we have right now. If you've ever seen Void Souls, I don't remember. I don't know if it's in if it's like actually there or not now. I played the demo a long time ago, but I am essentially copying that style because I don't know how to draw. But yeah. I was like, you know what? Let's make a Souls like. And now this is not a very good example because, there's two enemies and there's one character, and the enemies are not the brightest. I'm sure you can see. But I just would like to say that this will be a thing shortly. I say shortly like it's going to be actually shortly. Yeah, stuff like a grapple hook still doesn't work, and if I think I hit the Q button, yeah, it crashes. I would say that's a good example of how it's going so far. But I'm going to provide more in the future. I'm going to provide more updates on things in general because, yeah, I gotta be transparent about this kind of stuff. I can't be entirely like hiding everything that's going on. I'm not really hiding. No one cares. But welcome to Apotheosis. It's a little bit bad right now, but I think you can understand kind of the general idea. But I will say it's supposed to be mostly movement based. So attacks, like for example, this is it right now. We don't have there's no like damage numbers or anything, so you can't tell. But moving in does way more damage than just like stab. The whole point is to be I move fast, I hit for big damage. Enemies move fast, they hit for big damage, If you are familiar with my other projects, you will recognize these tiles. Yes, they are those tiles. Yes, I am that lazy. But I thought the black background could use with some white tiles, and I was like, you know what? This is faster than booting that up. I'm not an art brain, I'm in coding brain. The game, again, it's so early that the grapple doesn't even work. I don't even know why the grapple doesn't work. I gotta be so honest. There's gonna be a bunch of stuff, and it's hopefully gonna be easier to get into than like 36 was. I know that was a hard thing to get into. Not to pat myself in the back. It was annoying to get into. I should phrase it like that. But I will provide more updates on things in general in the future. I just wanted to come out and say I'm not dead. None of the projects are dead. Don't worry. Yeah. I would say have a good one, but I think that's been said too many times. Oh yeah, the debugging. Listen, I'm lazy. You go, you say add debugging text and it works, and then it breaks things, but it still works. But I'm lazy. Listen, no one cares. But as you can see, there's parry. The whole system is going to be velocity based. So if I'm coming at you, I'm going real fast, and you just kind of hold your sword out. This is sounding like an innuendo. I listen. I want it to be more based on physics than most other games handle it. Like, I don't want a normal parry where you just hit it and then any attack is parried. You have to be going fast enough to parry. And if you go even faster, you can overpower the attack. That's the main thing. That's the main thing I'm excited about. I want to take the movement and the fluidity of Ultra Kill, and I just want to make it the entire principle of combat and movement. The entire base of everything is velocity and how fast you're going and how fast the enemy's going and can you time stuff. I think, of course I think it because I'm the one who's making it, but it will turn out better than I'm making it sound. Again, this is like, I gotta be honest, this is like 2 days old. But, I'm still learning Godot. I would say Godot is a weird engine, but I've never worked in any other engine before. But Godot is not, I'm not used to game development. Even this long into it, I know you're just listening to me ramble, but even this long into it, I'm not used to the way things work and how things progress. But you know what? It's okay, because I'm learning. That's a trial by fire. And, that's 2 enemies. I know they look like they kind of do the same thing. I can explain. You ever see the Dark Souls guy? I forget if it was 3 or whatever. He's like, he has the dagger, he runs at you. He's real dumb. He's an early game enemy, I know that. I copied that for the Neophyte. I did that because I wanted to prove to myself I could put a dagger into the scene and have it work like the player did. But I'm kind of regretting that because all the code broke. It doesn't matter. You don't care. I will do my best to provide more updates from now on about game development and how things are going. And, this was a very, very short little introduction. Because I know the royal you has not seen anything about this. Which, you know what? Fair. No one would. People still think I'm working exclusively on 36, and 36 is not dead. I want to make that very clear. I am not abandoning 36, nor am I abandoning hex cards. I want to make that extremely, utterly clear. But the main thing is, I started hex cards as like one of my first forays into Godot, which, if you go back and look at those old videos, everything is a control node. Because I don't know what I was doing. I barely know what I'm doing now. I would say that I know about 10% more, but I still barely understand how Godot works. And then, 36 works. It does work, but it's jank. And everything is just loads of things stapled together. And it still runs fine, so I don't care. But 36 has some major gameplay things that I need to work on. I've been playing Slay the Spire 2 recently, of course. I'm not going to copy Slay the Spire 2 because it's boring, but just know that there will be a lot more synergistic elements going into 36. That's one of the main things I'm working on. And, I just released the update, and then I didn't even cover the update here, so you don't know. There was a big update to 36. Sacrifice and Starve, and then I was working on achievements. But right now, I'm working on Apotheosis with everything else. I'm not doing these one at a time. I kind of touch and go for all of them. That sounded really bad. Don't make the soundbite out of that. That sounds real bad. But yeah, I'm not dead. I think, hopefully, last time I checked, I'm not dead. But Apotheosis is going to be worked on. 36 is going to be worked on. Hex cards is a little bit further out. Hex cards is going to take a lot of things to get working before I go back to it. Mostly just, I'm not a game dev. I guess I am a game dev. I'm not a game designer. But I do like to pay attention to game design and what makes things fun. But also, UI is kind of cluttered. This one you don't even have a UI. You probably should. I need to add like a health bar or something. You don't care. I'm rambling. I've been rambling for 10 minutes. Apotheosis exists. It's being worked on. It's gonna be another project to add. I've been working on a lot of things in the meantime. I cannot promise a demo soon. There's already a demo of 36 out, but it's jank, and it's only in the Discord server. But there will be public demos, hopefully soon, of if not 36 Apotheosis, if not Apotheosis nothing, because this is the Godot is built for this kind of thing. I don't know what I'm talking about. I'm gonna pretend like I know what I'm talking about. Godot is built for, it handles this a lot better. It's a lot easier to get this kind of thing started. With stuff like hex cards and 36, I had to build the entire thing from the ground up, mostly. Not like click stuff, but like in here, it's really easy to just have like, hitboxes. The equivalent would be like I would have to make my own hitbox in 36, but it's not a hitbox. It's card logic, and it's not anything like that. It's how do I do this in the right order, which sounds simple until you try it, and then you get 100,000 new bugs because you played a mass card after you played a number card. Blah 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 blah. Everything goes awfully. But Apotheosis, big thumbs up. It should be more interesting. I know it looks terrible. I'm working on that. I tried to work on a shader, and it broke everything. It made the sword invisible. I don't know how I did that. It's honestly a little bit impressive, because it only makes the sword invisible. Only the weapons are invisible. I'll just put it that way. And I just peached the mic, so I apologize. But good. Have a good one. Good yard. Whatever. I don't know. I got stuff to work on. You got stuff to work on. So I will see you in the next update of the next thing, which will be soon. Probably. Somewhat. Most certainly, maybe. Okay, bye-bye.